right, we're here today at the ETSU Recording Laboratory, and we're testing DIs today. Yep. We got this is Mr. Ben Bateson. He's our recording laboratory manager here, and Mr. Will MacMorran, who will be our guitarist clinician for the thing. I have a friend in Latvia who owns this company called Bumblebee Pro Audio. His name is Artur Fisher, and the way that I got to know him was, remember those ribbon mics, the RM5? Yep. I bought a pair of those, and I really dig them on upright bass, and I like them on in Blumline in room mics, and I've also used them for drum room mics and things. But he also came up with this new DI called the BB-D2. It's a discrete op-amp DI, and so we're going to try it out. Will here, he's got a rig with the octave doubler, is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's basically a low octave pickup. It just takes the two bottom strings on the guitar and just octaves them down, basically.
Okay. So we thought that would kind of give a good example of the low frequency response of these DIs, and also the pick noise. It's got a rhythmic slap to it as well. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be testing the Bumblebee. We also have your basic rattle trap Countryman. And then the other two things we're doing is we're going to be running directly into our API 1608 console, and then we're also going to be running through my vacuum tube mic preamp that has a DI on the front of it. So, all right, take a listen to these samples, and then afterwards we'll give a little recap on it.
I have a Martin 00028 here, and it has the LR Baggs Anthem system in it. I've been using that for a few years. I really like it because it blends the undersaddle with the microphone inside. And I also have a bass octave pickup made by Little Thunder, and I have that wired into a stereo jack, and I'm running out with a Y cable. And the only thing that it's running through for the test, for this particular test, is I do have the low octave running through a Iron Ether Zero Graph low-pass filter pedal, just so we're only hearing the sub. And then I just have them both blended into a Saturn Works mixer pedal, and from there we've been running that into our DIs.
Yeah, of course I've got to open this up and see what's in it. So he's got a custom wound toroidal output transformer, and he has a dual JFET in the front, and discrete op amps in here, because a lot of DI manufacturers will use ICs, but then the audio goes through so much that it doesn't need to go through, and it can distort. So he's got some discrete op amp components in here. Pretty minimal, actually. And that matched dual JFET in the front. It's really light.
Yeah, it is really light.
Easy to view on stage.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed with how clear the Bumblebee sounded overall compared to the others. Has nice, it reproduces the transients nicely from the guitar. I like the console, has this huge, thick sound.
Yeah, it's got some really fat, like sub-harmonic stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm not sure in like in a dense mix, you probably all that stuff probably just get in the way. But by itself, it sounds good. And let's see what else. The Countryman, not quite as clear in a way that's flattering on the top end, and sort of a mushy sort of low end that the other DIs didn't have. And then your tube DI sounded good. Had very balanced sound, I thought.
As the guitar player, Will, what did you hear in each sample that you liked or disliked?
Well, I use really thin picks when I play 60 millimeter Dunlop nylons, and they can be kind of annoying through the wrong signal chain. And I think for me, the Countryman kind of brought out the worst of that pick sound.
A real glassy kind of sound.
I'm real sensitive to that normally because I'm always cutting a bit of it typically. I thought the Bumblebee was really good. I love the API. I'm all about the bass, so I was a fan of that. And I thought, the tube sounded really good too, probably more of a sort of final mix type of sound, I think. But the Bumblebee sounds good.
It does sound good.
Yeah. Now, talking about price range, it is about $316 US dollars to buy the preamp kit assembled. Yeah, so it looks like our tour has the op-amp DI kit for 169 euros, and then if you want to buy it pre-assembled, you add on another 99 euros to that. And I do know that our tour has great customer service. In fact, I had to send my mics back to him one time because they had been dropped, and he was great about it. He FedExed me a couple of new ones within like 2 or 3 days. They were here all the way from Latvia. Considering what we've done here, really the closest comparison would be between the Countryman and the Bumblebee DI, because, unless you're in a studio using a console, you're not going to be carrying an API 1608 out on the road with you just for one guitar, or a tube preamp out on the road probably. But I think for the price, it's light too. It's ergonomic. It's not heavy, but it's built well. It's got a metal casing and
roadworthy.
So I highly recommend that everybody go to bumblebeepro.com and check out Artur Fischer's products. He's got microphones, and he's got these DIs as a kit. If you like soldering, they don't look like they're too hard to build.
No.
They got a little PCB in there. You just solder it right up. So. Go check out his site, and as always, check out our site, www.etsu.edu/bluegrass. Great day.